Today, an odd thing happened to me. Um, I was sitting in the car waiting for my father. I had just made a purchase at Food Lion, and this person came up and they kind of gestured for me to roll down the window. And I tried, but the windows were locked because our dog can, like, it leans on this part and it can roll open the window, so we don't want it to do that and get hurt or, like, you know, close its head into the window because it can do that. So I just opened the door because we were in a pretty public parking lot where there's lots of people, so if he tried to do something, there would be people around and they might stop it. But, you know, you could assume that of anyone. So I opened the door and asked, what's up? And he was a, friendly black gentleman. The first thing he said was, "You're not racist, are you?" And I'm like, you know, it's just such a weird question. Like, there was a couple of thoughts that went through my mind. It's like, is this person joking? Are they like pranking me or doing a social experiment or something? Or maybe they're like racist themselves or something. I don't know. Um, but they definitely had race on their mind. And of course I said no because I'm not racist. And he's like, "Oh, good, I'm not either." And I think he said something about swearing on his mother that he wasn't racist. And then he said that all day he was trying to get a shot of coffee or shot of espresso, and that's what he's been trying to do all day. And then he kind of tried to like, well, he did reiterate the first thing that I just told you again. And then afterwards, I'm kind of like, well, I don't have a shot of espresso. I had a muffin. I offered him a muffin. Um, he said he didn't want a muffin. So I said, "What do you want?" And he said, "Well, do you have some money for an espresso?" And I thought, those are pretty expensive maybe. And I also didn't want him to reach for my wallet if I opened it up or something, because there's, you know, Christmas just passed and I have some Christmas money in there. Don't want to get robbed. And regardless of the person's race, if you're asking for money and you open up your wallet, I've only given to like homeless people a couple times because I've only had that experience a couple times. But like, it doesn't matter what, race they are. You just have to be careful because they can like come up and snatch your wallet. I mean, I've never had that happen, but they can. So I told him I didn't have any cash, and then he kind of said that he was maybe 75 cents short, which kind of changed his story, which was kind of weird. So I then reached in my pocket for the change I had just gotten from the transaction after buying my muffins and other bakery items, and there was 50 cents, so I gave him the 50 cents, and then he was like, "Oh, well, thank you, sir. You're a really good person. God bless you. Have a great day." And I'm like, "Well, thanks. You too." And he just walked away, and it was really weird. Right before walking away, he again brought up the race thing and said, "I'm not racist or anything. It's just," I'm like, I don't understand. It was very peculiar. Um, I felt like maybe the person was mentally ill because I didn't smell alcohol in their breath. But, they could have been, like, drunk or on something. But yeah, it was weird. And, whoever that person is, no offense. But, like, that was creepy. Try not to do exactly what you did before. Or, be more subtle about it if you're going to ask people for money. And, some people think it's alright and some people don't. I might make a video about what I think about asking for money. But in the meantime, I want to continue talking about my thoughts on this topic, and I was wondering, what would happen if I had said, what if I am racist, I'm not racist, but I don't think that someone who is racist should be harmed if they're not actually using their racism in a way that's, like, gonna harm other people. If they're not in a position of power or something, and they're using their power in a racist way, with their racism, then, why hate on them? There's no reason to attack them attacking them or doing anything to them would be just, as bad as attacking a normal person. I mean, kind of just as bad. Almost just as bad in my eyes. Still just as bad, like enough to warrant, like, criminal assault charges. But I don't know, I'm just curious as to what this person would have said if I said, oh, I am racist. Because there's some people who would say that I am a racist just because I'm white. But, those people have a different definition of racism. It's not like privilege plus power, as some people say it is. It's just hatred of another race, feeling that they're inferior. And that's just stupid. Different races, they look different. Some people like the way the different races look, in a sexual way. Some people don't. That's perfectly fine. It just has to do with preference. It's not racist or anything. But for people to be like, oh, this person is, ridiculous, or they're inferior or inhuman, because they dehumanize people. That's what racists do. And that's also what people do who try to label people as racists who aren't. But that's a totally different topic, and not everyone does that. Most people probably never even encountered that kind of a person, someone who will label you as a racist when you're not. But you might have. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Don't want this video to drag on for too long. Sorry, it's been a while since I made a video, and that up in the picture up in the corner, is a picture of my late grandfather, Desmond Ristor. He did not like his name, Desmond, so people called him Rennie. Zooming in on this picture. And by the way, I was shooting in front of a keyboard, which I like to practice on, because, I like to play instruments.